If you've ever felt like you don't quite fit in, or that you're meant for something bigger or a grander life, but maybe you can't put your finger on it, it may be a sign that you are a light worker. Light workers are people, souls, that have incarnated here to Earth at this time to bring in a higher vibration, to bring in love, to bring in healing, to raise the collective consciousness. And so today, I want to dive into some unique signs that might surprise you, that might make you realize, hey, that actually is me. Maybe I'm a light worker. If you're new here, I'm Sarah, and I created this channel to give you practical, everyday ways to expand your life, to bring in love, to build a peaceful and joyful life through self-mastery and spirituality. So, a light worker is someone who has a deep pull to heal and to guide others, to raise the collective consciousness, and to bring light into dark places. And as we can all feel and see in this world right now, it feels really dark. And so light workers are needed now more than ever. And that's why myself and so many others are talking about the raising the vibration of the collective consciousness, because it is so needed right now. And I want to be completely clear with you guys. This is not just people who are psychics or mediums or healers or teachers. Hold on. Come here, honey bunny. Say hi. Say hi. But they're everyday people like you and like me who have regular 9-to-5 jobs. But you know that you have a much deeper mission, a deeper purpose than just your like 9-to-5 or whatever your regular job is, right? So let's dive into number one. And this one, it sounds it sounds kind of surprising, but like, let me explain it, right? And that's if you have experienced random times, random acts of darkness. It's kind of like periods of time or seasons where you seem to attract negative things for no reason. And it sounds a little counterintuitive because you're like, well, if you're a light worker, why wouldn't you be like attracting light, right? Well, examples of this could be betrayals. In my own life, it's been a lot of toxic romantic relationships, or just generally being surrounded by toxic people. Sometimes you can think like you've experienced random unexplainable hardships, right? And so why is that? It's because your light is so strong, and dark forces, people, energies, whatever, are attracted to that because they want to test you, they want to steal your light, they want to leech off of your energy because it's so bright that they lack it, right? So if you're just like this shining bright person, this healer, whatever it is that you resonate with, and you've got someone over here that completely lacks that, of course they're gonna come to you to try to take some of it from you, right? If this is something that has happened to you in your life, understand that you're not being punished, right? Because I know a lot of us can kind of look at it that way, like, what did I do to deserve this, you know? But it was to prepare you. It's to prepare you, to build you up, to be stronger, to deepen your intuition, and force you to go inwards, right? And to have these realizations of who you are and why you came here and what your soul's mission really is. Number two, and this is one I have experienced often throughout my life, including just this morning at the gym, and that's accidentally healing people. Like, I mean, just without trying. It could be someone random, like what happened to me today. It could be someone random that just comes to you and you end up having this long, drawn out, deep, meaningful conversation with them, and they're just spilling their life story to you. And people who are light workers tend to get that a lot. Again, because these people are drawn to your light. They without getting too deep into it, if you go into like my mirror neurons video where we feel each other's energies in our energy field, other people, even if they don't know why, are drawn to you because they know that you can shed light. They know that you can help them. If you've ever been told, you know, I feel so much better after I talk to you, always know exactly what to say is another one that I get quite often. Or something like, you know, I feel your energy in a room, like you light up a room whenever you walk in. All of those things are because your energy is healing just by your presence. Your energetic field that surrounds you affects the people around you. And that's why it's so beautiful, right? And we'll talk about this deeper into another video, but that's why you have to learn how to protect yourself, because just like your energy rubs off and clashes with other people's energetic fields, theirs clashes with yours too. So there's a lot into it to protect yourself and make sure you're not absorbing the negative energies that are coming in towards you, even if it's not malicious. Like, you know what I mean? Like, a lot of these people, it's not like they're trying to do it, but they're doing it without kind of like realizing it. And so what happens is your light energy makes other people feel safe. And when people feel safe, they tend to open up and spill their whole life stories to you. It happens to me all the time. And sometimes it can be a little frustrating, but whenever I get frustrated about it, or like, I'm like, oh, like I don't have time for this or whatever it is right now, I just kind of check myself and remember, you know, this person's opening up to me for a reason. They need this for whatever reason. And if I have the capacity to like listen or be there or give advice or whatever it is that they need, I'm gonna do that. You don't have to be a Reiki master or an energy healer or anything like that. It's just your actual presence that does the healing for a lot of other people, which is truly beautiful. Oh, this one's gonna get you. This one's gonna get you guys. Number 3 is that you have a strange relationship with time. Now, I feel like this is something a lot of people have been talking about recently, like the last like 6 months, 12 months. I mean, really a few years, but there is a shift in time, but again, that's for a whole other video. But if you feel like time randomly speeds up like a lot, or like insanely slows down at random times and you have no idea why, that's a sign you're a light worker. If you are forgetting what day it is, if you feel out of sync, right? Like if you just, there's often when I wake up and I just feel off and I can't trace it back to anything. I don't know why, and I don't know how to fix it. That's still something that I'm lost. You know, we lost too out here, you know? If you're having a lot of like strange deja vu moments or Mandela effects, things like that, those are all really big signs that your time is warping and you are a light worker. And often light workers are from other planets, galaxies, and that can kind of be why, but it's not always the case, you know? A big part of that is that light workers operate on, it's just a different frequency, right? So we've got, if you want to think about like this, there's all these different frequencies and they are all like overlapping on top of each other, right? And so when you talk about people who are living very 3D, they're like on this frequency. It doesn't mean they're lesser than people that are a different vibration. They're not lesser people at all. It's not like that. It's not like people that are light workers are better than anyone that's not. It's just a different mission. It's just a different frequency and vibration. So for people that are living in a vibration that is different than your average 3-dimensional person, time can get a little glitchy because it's like we're living in the 3D world, right? But we're operating at a higher frequency. And so it just kind of messes up time for us. Now, the next one I want to talk about is upgrades. A lot of times people have this happen in their sleep. I have had it happen in waking life. Actually, when I first started my spiritual journey, I went through this. It was like a physical feeling I felt. If you want to like get into that whole story, I'll post that video here of like the very beginning of my spiritual awakening. and what I mean by that. But yeah, most people tend to experience this when they're sleeping, or perhaps like in a deep meditative state. And the feeling is that your mind and sometimes even your body were kind of like rewired overnight. And often what comes along with this is waking up with like new ideas, new realizations. I kind of intertwine the words download and realizations. It's kind of just like epiphany, right? Like that's a really good word for it. Like you wake up with all these ideas and epiphanies, or maybe you wake up just unexplainably exhausted and you have no idea why. You slept for 8 hours, you didn't do anything to disturb your sleep, you weren't up in the night, whatever. And often, and you guys know how much I love dreams so much. If you're having extremely vivid, almost like prophetic dreams, that's a huge sign. And I really encourage you, if you're someone that has glimpses of these dreams, to start working that muscle and training yourself on working with your dreams, because it is so powerful. I do actually have a video on how to remember your dreams and how to work with them, like a step-by-step. I will post that here if you're interested in doing that. But again, this can also happen in your everyday waking life, where like you can just be like sitting there on your bed or out in public, out in the wild, you know, or out in nature or something, and then all of a sudden you get this like it's so hard to explain like what it feels like, but for me it really felt like my cells changed. And I know it sounds crazy, right? Like, I know, but it's not, and it's real. The next sign is that you don't resonate with earthly systems, right? You don't understand why society works the way it does. You resist structured corporate jobs and just like have this, it's like a deep craving for freedom. Like I'm always saying, like, man, all I want to do is spend my days learning and frolicking in the forest and laying on the beach. And it's hard to explain, but it's not because like, oh, I don't want to work. It's because the work I'm feeling called towards is to shed information like this, is the videos that I create on YouTube and the esoteric and deep meaningful conversations that I have with people. Like for me, it feels like that is my work. Like that is what I'm meant to do. You might feel drained from the like rules we have to follow and the expectations that society has of us, and you feel like they just don't really make sense. Like it just doesn't. Oh my gosh, it does not. And why is this? Well, it's because light workers aren't used to the denseness, the denseness of Earth is so real and hard to deal with when your soul is not used to it. And you might not even know why you feel so like, and dense is the only word I can really describe it, because sometimes I wake up and I'm just like, man, or like I'll journal and I'll be like, man, I've been feeling so dense lately. It's your soul, right? Like your soul has probably spent time in higher realms. And so when we pull our soul here to earth to spread the light and do this work, it's really heavy, not just emotionally, but just our whole being. It just can feel very heavy at times. Number 6, and luckily this one has not happened to me personally, but I've talked to plenty of people where it has. And that's like having this like a sudden spiritual crisis. It's a sudden awakening, and often that comes from some type of triggering event, like a death from someone close to you, or some type of trauma that you've experienced, and it can just like throw you into this awakening, right? Now I was thrown into it, but it luckily, thank goodness for me, it wasn't due to any type of trauma. It's these moments and the days when you start to, for the first time, question everything you have believed your entire life. It's experiencing a complete personality shift. I am 100% a different person than I was 5 years ago when I started this journey. It's crazy. I mean, it's like even just a few months go by and I feel like a different person, but let alone to like prior to my awakening, I don't even know who that person was. And I love her, and she got me to where I am now, but I just can't even like relate to her anymore. And one of the tough parts of it is feeling like the life that you're living doesn't fit anymore. It's almost like, say you wear the same pants every day and they always fit fine and you never really thought about it, and then one day you go to put them on and they fit completely wrong, and you're like, but nothing changed. Everything changed. Everything changed. You just don't know it yet. This one's for my empaths. And a lot of light workers are empaths. That word is actually what started my spiritual journey. And it's kind of like feeling you're too much. You know, if you have really, really big emotions, positive and negative, you pick up on other people's emotions, pain, all those things without them even saying anything. Like you can just walk into a room and know exactly how someone's feeling. Maybe you get overwhelmed in like really crowded places because there's so many different energies going on from so many different people. And so it's really just, if you tap into others' emotions and you feel deeply. And a big sign of this too is if you have trouble setting boundaries. Man, that one's tough. That one I've been working on for a few years and still have a long way to go. But all of those things are signs that you are an empath and you are a light worker. The 8th sign that you may be a light worker is if you are drawn to ancient knowledge, esoteric content, the cosmos, you know, ancient Egypt or Atlantis, or conspiracies even, astrology, numerology, sacred symbols. I mean, the list is completely endless, but if you find yourself just craving that knowledge, that is a huge sign. That is a huge sign that you are a light worker. If you are seeing repeating numbers constantly. Actually, one time a few months ago, I tracked it because I was like, man, how often, and I'm a Virgo, so I gotta like track and get data on everything, right? But I tracked it for a little while to see like how many times a day I'm seeing these, angel numbers, repeating numbers. If you want to learn more about those, I'll post this video here. If it lets me, if it doesn't, sometimes it only gives you a few cards you can put in. I'll put it in the comments below, or whatever, the description below. But if you're constantly seeing a certain symbolism, it might not even be angel numbers. It could be like maybe you're seeing the same animal everywhere or the same flower. There's some kind of symbol that you see consistently. That's a huge sign that you're a light worker and that the universe is trying to get your attention. And the last one I want to talk about here is kind of, I hope it doesn't upset people, but it's knowing that something big is coming. It's this undeniable feeling that big changes are happening like soon. Maybe not next week or next month, maybe not even next year, but like soon, you just have this gut feeling that's screaming at you that something big is coming and you don't know exactly what it is. And that's because light workers can sense these large shifts and energy changes before they happen. We are currently in a global consciousness awakening. Old systems are collapsing and more people are waking up to their true power and who they really are. And that is what my whole channel is about. I don't want you to come here ever and take everything that I say as fact. But the reason that I make these videos is because I hope to lead you to expand your mind in a way that works for you, right? And that's why I put so many different types of videos out there, because people need different things. And I listen to my intuition and like, what is it that people need to hear right now, right? So like even today, I knew I was gonna film, but usually I kind of know ahead of time like what I'm gonna film. And even as I was like getting my camera out and getting ready and stuff, I'm like, what am I gonna film today? And this just popped into my head. People are looking for answers on whether they are different, or a light worker, or what's going on and why they're feeling the way that they are. And that's why I got on here and created this video for you guys today. So I really hope you found value in this video. If you did, it would mean the world to me if you would like it and maybe leave a comment and let me know which one of these are you really relating to. I mean, I'm sure if you're relating to one, you're probably relating to multiples.